Yeah, I've done stuff with like lucid dreaming. It's a really interesting path. Like I think like that.
Well, it gives you extra storylines.
We can have any.
In my aspect, like it provides
You put a
additional
story
content.
additional content mode. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's fairly advanced. Like in lucid dreaming mode. Like the first one is there's like self-aware. Like
Getting able
first you
to
go, oh, I'm
provide it
dreaming,
back
and then I'm dreaming, and then the second bit is like when you're dreaming to be able to recognize your own body, like look down at your hand and kind
see
of
that you're separated, see that you're the little drone tentacle spirit from the body.
The
you know
thing,
what I mean? Like the piezo pod you're sending out with the eye on the end of it. Yeah.
Well, even even embodying yourself in the dream, like so, if you're because you're in a character. If you look at us, like you can't see.
Well, we're characters inside characters. That's
yeah,
right.
but we can't see our face. But what we can see is our hands and our hand and our brain, because our brain can move our hand and know that it's ours.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is actually to look
doing
at your hand.
The symphony of the
if
the
you look at it in
wave
a
and
mirror,
the
like if you're in a dream
expression,
space and you realize you're dreaming and you look at a mirror, the face you see won't be yours. But you know, the face you know. You know what I mean?
It'll be the manifestation of what you thought you know.
Or whatever. You could be an elephant creature in a thing, like whatever. Like it's just whatever you are, and that you're embodying a character in the dream, right?
Yeah.
And so the first thing is your hand, and just actually getting control of your body, and like that so you get the brain body feedback going.
Yeah.
And then once you can move your hand, you can probably start
capture
to move
of
your
the
head.
avatar.
Yeah, capture of the avatar, basically. Yeah. And everyone tries to make the avatar do something, but if you actually think about a baby, they don't do anything. The first thing you literally got to do is capture the avatar and control over it. And then the next thing is then being able to move within the dream. So you then can change your position, but the scene plays out, like it still doesn't change. So like level 3 is like where you can then move within a dream, but the dream continues on. You can sort of just like change your viewpoint within the space.
Oh yeah. Take a more of a
Yeah, and then level 4 is where you can start
virtual
to direct
camera.
direct. Well, level 3 is virtual camera. Level 4 is directing. Like you start to be able to modify the dream, like
tell the players to go through this particular scenario. Yeah.
And then the 5th one is where you walk outside the dream. Like so, then you leave the dream, and it's just you realize it's just a box. You know, like I don't even mean like it's like a box in a sort of other way.
The containment field for the dream. Yeah.
And you just leave it. It continues on or whatever, but you just leave it, and then
it's in there. It's the memory bubble. You've done the creating bit. You move on to the next. You pop out the next one.
That's it. And then within that one, you can start to like design your own. You start getting to like another 5th and 6th levels where you get into design.
Learn how to hack that dream space for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got up to the point where it was completely where I could wipe it and have a blank slate and then create things, almost like you see in the Matrix. Like I don't mean like actually I do mean in the city was where I had my first full I had taste in the dream, and I was over in South Bank where the library is, which was an apartment block. So I was living in one of the apartments or whatever. I was just in one of the apartments, and then I was pouring cereal, and the cereal was Special K. And you know how in the ads it always comes out of the box? Well, that's just how it just came out like the ad.
Just blowing.
Yeah, like flowed out with the cereal and the strawberries and shit, you know.
Not just big clumps together and
Like it came out with the strawberries and everything out of the box with the milk in, and then there's sort of this beautiful morning light and whatever. I ate that thing. But I think you can have
like was it already pre-feeding the taste sensation, like from the way that it delivered it from the whole commercial?
No. It went into the
like
that was all
did it
feeling.
exceed expectation before the actual tasting, or
no, I didn't even know I was going to taste it. I thought that I was just watching the ad and then I picked up. Well, not the ad. I thought that I was just going. I was lucid and so I'd lifted the box up and I'd poured it in. The simulation was the sort of the ad version. And then I had the bowl of it. I poured the milk in, and then when I spooned it into my mouth was where I then crunched it and tasted it and shit and was just like, wow.
And
like
was
actually
this a dream?
Well, no, I was lucid, and then I just had never, and then I leveled up lucidity and got I got taste sensation within the dream. Yeah, I can go
added friendliness on the other side. Is that the reason we come here, so that we can just have those amazing dreams? Like, do we not dream when we're not here? That is the true question of fucking reality, Si. Like, do we continue the dreaming, or do we just become part of the essence of the dreaming?
Lucid.
Or do we start making our own dreamings and achieve your Christ consciousness,
the vast
and become the new creator, or however you want to look at it, your Buddha consciousness, or your build your own reality consciousness, where you get to be the boss and you get to be fair and you get to enjoy it.
Your dream spaces,
and others in your space that live a fair and just life, because you're the one that fucking make sure that the baby's not cut in half and goes to the real mother. There is no dispute. Your wisdom is infinite. I don't know. So like,
I mean,
it's a testing ground, and that's the way I've always looked at reality. This is the sandbox. Like,
here's a question:
shit happens.
In your dream
shit
worlds,
happens.
In your dream worlds,
in
your dream worlds, where you've been in dream spaces, so in alt spaces, probable spaces, have you
things of my design?
Have they exceeded anything that, like, have you been to things?
Oh
that you
man,
have not
I've had
seen
experiences in
movies
where
or
I've had
reality or books, like nothing.
Full sensory experience. Like
no, sorry, but no.
Actually been
I don't mean that. I
there.
mean things that contain content you've never never seen in any movie, like at scales you've never read or seen.
My own imaginings, exactly.
Like if they're imaginings or just other things, like
you
it's
can
not
forget
just
about airships. We're just talking
I've seen,
about
I can talk about the city,
giant
which looked a
floating
lot like Brisbane and
fortresses
South
that,
Bank and things, but but other shit which I've seen, which are like floating fortresses that I've just
crystal castles in the sky, a fucking huge geodes, designed by the original maker.
as you're like leaping through the sky on like some
star
capacity, like
systems, fully reflective and giving off the design.